Partnerem Deskofobie je internetový obchod s deskovými a karetními hrami deskoland.cz a také obchod pro všechny milovníky fantasy, larpu a deskových her fantasyobchod.cz.
Ahoj, opět zdravím příznivce deskových her u dnešního esenského speciálu. V dnešním videu se totiž zaměříme na hry, které mají jeden společný prvek. A já vás nebudu moc dlouho napínat, tím společným prvkem je Kickstarter. Ano, všechny ty hry, které si ukážeme, nějakým způsobem už Kickstarter buď prošly, anebo se na něj chystají. No a my jsme odchytili autory nebo spoluautory, aby nám o těch hrách nebo třeba i něco jiného něco pověděli. Ještě než začneme, tak musím zmínit jednu důležitou věc. Všechny vzorky her, které uvidíte, tak jsou prototypy a pravděpodobně jsou to prototypy už v nějakém vysokém stádiu vývoje a už se moc nezmění. Jako první se nám představí Viktor Peter z Mint Clash Games, který je jedním z autorů hry Anachrony. Hru vám představí sám autor, to znamená, že jenom v krátkosti hra je určena pro 1 až 4 hráče, herní doba se pohybuje od 1 do 2 hodin, počítal bych spíš více. No a jedná se o worker placement z postapokalyptického světa. Takže pojďme se na ně podívat.
Hello, Deskofobie. Here I'm with Victor, the one of creator of the Anachrony, the new game after the Carry On published lastly. We just finished the game. Plays pretty well. So how would you describe your initial thoughts when you came up with this idea of time travel in resource management and stuff?
The game's basic idea was from David Turci, who already has 2 published Kickstarter games on top of this one. But back then, the game was about a company a future company who was using time travel as a means to accelerate its production.
Okay.
When we started together to working on the game, it was the mechanics were basically in place, but the theme was, like I said, very different. But the time travel itself was the essence of the game, so we decided to think about it a bit more and put a bit more depth behind the theme, the game itself. So we came up with this post-apocalyptic theme and the impact and all these 4 parts and try to tie the whole time travel concept into this world. And I think it now blends pretty well, and I'm happy how it plays now.
Because my initial feelings were like it would be more of conflict based, right? This is basically resource management,
yes,
with a very little interaction between players. There are some pickups of actions and filling a spot for workers. And then you said it was aiming for the Euro-style gamers.
Yes, exactly.
However, there are dice. Why?
Well, I do like some randomness in games. I think if it's pure skill, those games have their places as well, of course. But if it's pure skill, then you just cannot blame anyone but yourself, right? But actually the only luck factor in this game is what sort of buildings come up and what you roll with the paradox die. But the paradox die, it's in the rules too. The paradox die can be you can choose to not use it.
But those projects are very essential for the victory conditions and everything, and there's a dice as well. There's a die involved.
But all the projects have an alternate cost. So if you miss 1 die roll, then with the second you're guaranteed to get the project you want.
Fair enough.
So we try to add just a little layer of luck that you can mitigate or two. So
yeah, of course. And we just played in 4 players.
Yes.
This is the highest count of players to play the game.
Yes.
However, it doesn't scale. Does it scale? With kind of players?
Of course it
I
scales.
see. It's a different.
Less spots are available on the main board for less players. On the other side of the board is the 3 to 2 player side. So yeah, it does scale.
Okay. So thank you for your time, for your introduction of the game.
Thank you for playing.
And cannot wait for February.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Další hrou, která má za sebou úspěšné tažení Kickstarterem, je Outlive z francouzské dílny La Boîte de Jeu. Tady si teda nejsem úplně jistý, jestli to vysvětluji správně. A k představení hry jsme přesvědčili jednoho člena týmu, Matěje. Takže opět jen krátce, je to hra pro 1 až 4 hráče s hrací dobou zhruba do 2 hodin. A pro změnu je to opět post-apo s prvky worker placementu.
Hello everyone, I'm today with Matthew from Labo du jeu. It's exactly. Really complicated for me to say it.
French.
Yeah, very French.
Apologies for that.
And I think that we can today introduce to you new game from you.
Yeah.
I think it's Outlive.
Exactly, yeah.
And this game will come to Kickstarter, or it's already...
It has already been kickstarted in May 2016, so this year. And we will launch the pledge manager next week in order for people to handle the pledge, and it will be open to let pledges if you want to join the campaign.
Okay.
And the game will be released between February and March 2017, so in a few months.
Okay, that's perfect. And I think that we can a little bit in general explain how to play the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Then go on.
Okay, so Outlive is a resource management type of game. You will gather resources. Well, actually the story is that you have survived the apocalypse, but you know that the end is near and your shelters where you have taken shelter are beginning to collapse, and you will need to join the convoy, which is a traveling organization. But in order to join them, you will have 6 days to prove yourself worthy enough to prove that you are a born leader. So each day is a game turn in the game, and they will happen in 2 phases. The day phase on the outside of there, where you will gather resources, you will hunt animals, you will scavenge cities, and the night phase where you will handle your shelters. So each player has an individual shelter they will handle. They will feed their survivors, build new rooms, handling radioactivity, and so on. So it's a worker displacement kind of game. So each player have 4 different heroes with different values. These values are their ability to conduct actions. They are their strength. But they will move these heroes on the board in order to collect things. But there are some constraints in moving, which is they can move only 1 to 2 locations away from their starting point. But they can't stop if there is already someone of their own color on the location. So they have to handle the way that, oh, I want to go there, but I were there on the last turn, so first I need to move my character before, and then I can go with my other character, and so on. Player will also put some pressure on each other, because the strength is also a way to put pressure on other player. When you arrived on a new location, you will put some pressure according to the difference of strength between you. And it's mean in this world that you will steal some goods from the other. You can unlink pressure by spending ammunition, but you will have to choose, oh, I will need my ammunition to hunt, so do I really want to spend them there or not? Okay? It's always about little choice, but choices that matter. On the night, you will handle your shelter, you will feed the survivors, and the more you will get, the harder it will become to feed them. You will build new rooms, you will fix the objects you have found during the day, etc. I will play 6 turns like that, and at the end of the 6th turn we are going to score points according to the number of survivors you have, the number of events you solved, the number of objects you fixed, etc. in order to identify with the best survival and who can join the convoy. So a game lasts between 20 to 30 minutes per player. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanation, and then hope that the game will be successful.
Yeah.
And I wish you to enjoy the rest of the fair.
Třetím kouskem z této série není ani worker placement, ani post-apo. Je jim totiž hra Gloomhaven. A tady jde o čisté fantasy s v dnešní době oblíbeným prvkem legacy. Pro ty z vás, kteří vůbec netuší, co to legacy je, tak jenom v krátkosti. Jde o systém, kdy vy vlastně v průběhu hraní měníte celou tu hru natrvalo podle toho, jakým způsobem se chováte a jak hrajete. To znamená, že může docházet k tomu, že popisujete nějaké popisky na mapě, trháte karty, A nebo třeba přelepujete polepkama nějaká vyplněná místa. Ale teď už zpátky ke Gloomhavenu. My jsme k rozhovoru přesvědčili jejího autora, Izáka Childresse. Tak se na to pojďte podívat.
Okay, hello, welcome Isaac to Essenu as well. Is it your first time here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks for agreeing to and finding some time. I saw that you're quite busy with demoing here.
Yeah.
So I guess it's non-stop demos from morning till the evening, right?
Yeah. We have 2 demo tables, 4 people, every day. Or the entire time. It's been crazy.
Okay. And so what's the feedback from the people? Do they like it? Or did you have anyone's like, oh, I'm not sure if I backed this game and it was correct, or?
No, I haven't gotten any negative comments. Everyone's just been really excited to play the game and see all the stuff in the box, and everyone's really excited about it.
So anyhow, for the people who don't know, we're talking about Gloomhaven. So I would say it's a like Descent-like game, correct me if I'm wrong, with a legacy system. Can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Sure, yeah. So, it's a tactical dungeon crawler. So, you can sort of compare it to Descent. Actually, Descent was sort of an inspiration for the game. You know, I played through a campaign of Descent, and I liked a lot of the campaign aspects of the game, but the combat mechanics just felt a little boring to me.
Okay.
So I wanted to make a game that had those campaign elements, but also had really interesting combat that really engaged your brain while you were playing. You know, so you weren't just moving around and rolling a bunch of dice. You actually had to make like interesting decisions.
Okay, so the placement of the figures matters, and the heroes need to elaborate on how to use their abilities and how to
so it's all based on this card mechanic, where each character class has a unique deck of cards, and you're going to be playing 2 cards from that deck each round, and each card has 2 abilities on it, and so you're going to do the top ability of one card and the bottom ability of the other card.
Okay.
So there's a lot of decisions in which card you play, how when you play them, and how you play them. So you have to keep track and keep engaged in the game the entire time. Make sure the enemies, you're reacting to the enemies properly.
Okay, I see.
Otherwise, you take a bunch of damage and lose.
You said lose, so how the game fares with the losing aspect? Like, we go to the crypt and we realize there is a Lich King, someone, he wipes us out and we're done. So, since it's a legacy game, we play a campaign, do we have to start over, or is there any
No,
mechanic
so
for that?
actually the game is really focused on forward progression. So ideally, every scenario that you face, you'll be able to complete. And so, the enjoyment comes that every time you sit down and play it, you're playing something new. You complete that scenario, and then you've got multiple new scenarios that you can try the next time. But there's still difficulty in it, even though you might finish every time, in the sense that sort of your skill determines how well you succeed, like how much experience and gold that you collect while you're actually completing.
If you're
a
more
scenario.
greedy, you can get more stuff, but it gets a bit more dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the more time you take to collect all the money around the board, the less time you're going to be fighting monsters that are going to kill you. So in that sense, the skill in the game is about maximizing what you get while you're playing through
kind
the
of
scenario.
push your luck way.
Yeah, I guess you could think of it like that.
So we're talking about
and I was saying, if you do fail a scenario, you don't have to start all over. Again, it's sort of based on forward progression. I don't want to kick sand in your face when you're playing the game. So you fail a scenario, you just try it over again. You actually get to keep all the money and experience you collected before you failed, and then you just do it over again, and hopefully it'll be better next time.
Okay. Do you have to go over again, or can you decide to take you have a map and you can really decide which dungeon you go in, right?
Right.
So can you decide okay, we kind of failed this, maybe we return later, and let's go to the forest.
Yeah, let's try something new. The world is very open. There's lots of different scenarios that you can explore. So if you don't like one of the scenarios because for whatever reason, you can go do something else instead.
Okay. So we are talking about legacy systems. So how that reflects in the game? I saw you have stickers on the board that you will be putting on the map. That will be outcome of your actions. Is there more of it? Like, how does it affect hero progression, for example, or other things? Enemy progression, maybe even.
One of the big aspects is putting the stickers on the map. Every time you unlock a new scenario, you get to pull a sticker and figure out where it goes on the map, and that's really cool because it's sort of, as you play, the more you play, you see like the world expanding, and you're sort of exploring all these things, and it's really cool to see it progress on the map. But in addition to that, there is character progression as well. So you're going to get experience, and you're going to level up. When you level up, you get access to like better ability cards. So you can do cooler stuff in combat and do more damage. But eventually, you're gonna retire your character, right? So whenever you create a character, you're gonna get a personal quest, which is gonna be like a long-term goal that you're gonna try and finish over the course of multiple scenarios.
Like
so usually
find your lost dad, for example. Or
it's some long-term goal, and some of them are more quest-related. Like it'll tell you to do something, and then that'll unlock like a quest chain, and then you have to follow that quest chain to its completion. Or sometimes it might just be like collect 200 gold. Like that's just it's gonna take a while, but but when you complete it, usually takes like 10 to 15 scenarios. That character is gonna retire. When they retire, though, you get to unlock a new character class. So we've got all these tuck boxes in the main box that are sealed up of all the characters that you can't play yet. So depending on the quest that you complete, you get to unlock a new character class. So you get to open up that box and see the mini and all the cool cards and stuff inside. And then you retire that old character, and you can play the new character you just unlocked, or you can play another character that you want to try.
So, and when you reach the end, when you actually finish the game, is there still like a mechanic that allows you to play the game in its final state? Like you can still, I don't know, go encountering different end game content or fight the boss again, or
so the game is not destructive at all. You're not tearing up cards.
Okay.
I mean, you are placing stickers on a map, but that's pretty much the extent of it. So you can always replay a scenario. If you really like that boss encounter, you can sit down and play it again. Like there's nothing stopping you from doing that. So I mean, even after you play through all 95 scenarios available to you, you can still replay them. We also included a random dungeon deck. So it's a deck of cards that will just randomly create a dungeon for you.
Like all the tiles and the enemies for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a system of 2 cards for each room. So you pick a room card and a monster card, and then you sort of combine them to create a unique room.
I see.
And you'll do like 3 rooms in a row, and that'll be a dungeon. So there's always more to play. In addition, if you really do want to reset the campaign and start over from the beginning, there'll be files provided on Board Game Geek that will allow you to like print out a new map, print out new stickers, and you can start over if you really want to.
That looks good. So, how about a Kickstarter? So this went through Kickstarter successfully, and what was your initial thought? Like, what was your decisions or your thoughts that make you, okay, I really can't go with a publisher, or it's hard to find. Let's do Kickstarter then.
I don't know. So this is my second campaign. So at this point, I felt comfortable going through Kickstarter. But also, I don't know. Like if this had, for instance, like gone through like Fantasy Flight or something, if I had gotten Fantasy Flight to produce it, right? It would have been like just this small base box. Right, and then like they would have released, 10 expansions after that, right?
Like 2-year plan.
Okay. I wanted to give, my customers, my backers, like a really full, complete game, just from the get-go. Like you don't have to buy anything else. It's just one giant box, everything you need for, hundreds of hours of gameplay.
Okay.
So that was really my philosophy, and I felt like I was the best person to execute that. Like I can't think of a publisher that would be interested in publishing like this giant of a box,
I see. And you were speaking that Descent was your inspiration, kind of, but you improved, or at least we think you improved on the...
sorry, I keep knocking on Fantasy Flight.
It's fine. They deserve it. And it seems like the game has like the PC game feel, like you have an open world and you have the quests. So was there inspiration in the PC gaming world?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I play lots of PC games. I mean, I played through Skyrim probably pretty early, like right before I started developing that. So yeah, that's probably an inspiration as well.
So you have these And what's about the skeleton killing? So you have this like for every backer you kill a skeleton in specific game, or how
yeah,
does that
well,
work?
it was every backer who wanted me to kill a skeleton. So it was about like 5,000 backers. I ended up killing about 3,000 skeletons.
So you have 2,000 to go, right?
No, I did all of them.
Sorry, you did all of them.
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Okay.
It was a 9-hour-long video. I killed 3,000 skeletons.
During that, was it like a specific game or board game or?
It was whatever I wanted. I just went through my collection of they're all video games, right? So I could film it. So yeah, I just went through my collection of video games and found the ones that had skeletons in them, and I just started killing them.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thanks a lot for your time again, and I can't wait till I will play.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to go out to backers. I really just want to have people experience the game and just be happy with it.
Okay, you can say hi to our viewers in Czech Republic. Ciao.
Dnešní díl zakončíme hrou, která na svou pouť Kickstarterem teprve čeká. A je to hra Emlens. Pokud je vám to písmeno na začátku nějakým způsobem podezřelé, tak vězte, že je to hra od tvůrců hry Besieged. Ti se tentokrát nedohodli s Cool Mini or Not, to znamená, že nemůžete očekávat nějaké tuny plastových figurek. Ale vracíme se k worker placementu a zůstáváme ve fantasy prostředí. Vězte i to, že ve hře podstatnou roli hrají kostky. Hra je určena pro 2 až 4 hráče, no a my se na ní můžeme jít podívat.
Ahoy, hello, Deskofobie. Here we are at the booth of the company called Second Gate, which created the game Besieged, and now they are running a new game. It is called Monsterland.
Emland, yes.
Emland, and it seems a little busy. So, would you tell us something more about the game itself?
Yeah, so it's a tactical worker placement game.
Okay.
The dice are your workers, and it's 2 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes. Maybe the first time is a little longer. Mm-hmm. And basically, you are the leader of a clan, and your goal is to get the biggest glory and the biggest clan. So how do you get the glory? You get the glory by capturing monsters, or by killing monsters, or by capturing land, or by accomplishing missions here. Okay, the blue stars, and this gives you more room for hiring mercenaries. So with the blue you get more glory. With the red you can hire mercenaries. Sorry. Okay, then. This is the goal of the game. So the game lasts 6 turns, and then after that you add this plus this, and this is the total score. The biggest one wins. Okay. So then the game is divided in 2 parts. The first part is the city. In the city you can get equipment. You can recruit more mercenaries, get equipment, get traps, more money, potions or so, to be ready to fight the monsters. Okay. And then you move your mercenaries to fight the monsters. You can do it at any time, but you need to be prepared. And this is just an example we have prepared. So this is the minimum you need, and then basically the monster tries to hit you first with dices. Mm-hmm. Okay, and if you survive, then you can try to kill the monster. Okay, you can use traps, and this is the nice thing. And so that, for instance, this trap is giving you some benefits, but this trap is stealing dices from the other. So maybe you go to fight the monster, you think, okay, I'm quite okay, but then somebody goes and put this, and then it throws 1 dice, and then you are not strong enough to kill the monster. Okay?
It's a competitive game.
Yes, but this is the only part, so maybe it's not very competitive, but yes, there is some competition. Only one. Yes, but you are not fighting against the other, so you are just disturbing the other, let's say.
This is the level of interaction you can steal your dice to fight, right?
Yeah.
And is there any special twist you would like to mention? I mean, something original, something to highlight about this game?
Well, yes, you have several type of dices, and then with these dices you get discounts. With these dices you get some special thing against the monster. So there are several things you can do with the dices. So sometimes you use the dices to put it, sometimes to get discounts, sometimes to fight. So that's I think that is quite different.
There is a lot of dice rolling, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, some if you use that, you don't roll them. You just roll the yellow ones. But if you go there, yes, you have to fight with the monster. You need to roll.
And the strategy lies where? About combination of and everything.
the only thing you have to avoid is that at the end of the turn you need to pay your mercenaries. You need to pay them, and then you need to pay depending on the scale. Okay, so at the beginning you only need to pay one because the first one is free. So you need to be careful with the money. You have some money there, and you can win money there, and you have to be ready to pay because if you have not enough money, then your mercenaries get deactivated and it's quite costly. So this is the only mistake you can do. But other than this, there is not bad. It's simply that you try to use the benefits of the mercenary to match it with the monsters and so on. There is this thing you can match this with if you conquer the land, you can try to match with one of your mercenaries. This is not matching, but if it's matching, you get extra benefits.
Okay.
So it's some trying to maximize your benefits, let's say.
So this is going to be your second Kickstarter. The first one was pretty successful. Any feedback on the game itself, on the Besieged?
Yeah, well, we are quite okay with the Besieged, and we are working on the Besieged too, but we are still working on it, yes. So hopefully. And then it will go on Kickstarter in April 2017.
Okay.
And hopefully on sale end of next year. Hopefully. Yeah?
Okay, thank you for introducing us
much.
the game and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Dnešek vše. Já se s vámi loučím, těším se zase někdy příště na viděnou a mějte se moc hezky. Ahoj.